Did you watch Wimbledon?
No, I didn't see any of it, no.
Yeah, I didn't see any of it. It's weird, that, innit? You used to watch that religiously as a kid.
Yeah, it's just
What, Wimbledon was on?
Yeah.
Euros took over.
I was looking out for Sean Connery.
Was you?
Yeah, he normally gets there about 10ish.
Oh,
Did I tell you my granddad joke?
Which one?
We used to call him Spider-Man.
No.
He hasn't got no amazing powers or anything like that. I just struggled to get out of the bath.
Somebody save me.
The missus just asked me if I was going to stop singing Stereophonics songs. I said, maybe tomorrow.
Remember when Karen said she wants to divorce me, actually, because of my obsession with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I said, is that your final answer?
Do you know what Jason's been doing for the last 2 weeks, do you?
What?
He's been creating a dating app for chickens.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's struggling to make hens meet.
Oh, my goodness me.
I know. She also said to me, you've got a massive obsession with Only Fools and Horses. I said, OK, fine, I'll get my suitcase from the van.
That's good. Keep that in.
Here's Jason Mohammed in that famous Cardiff City shirt. He'll be the one to take the free kick, stands over the ball, 25 yards out. Bellamy to his right, curls it. Oh my word, what a finish! A beauty from Mohammed. Keeper absolutely no chance.
So here we go at Craven Cottage, a cold and frosty New Year's Day, and it is Fulham who get us underway. And Hamill picks up the ball and shoots! What a goal! Past the Mansfield Town keeper Jason Trinder and into the top corner with only 7 seconds on the clock. Trinder was still waving to the fans. That has to be a record. Fulham lead 1-0.
Cardiff City on the attack down the right-hand side here in Ninian Park, heading towards the Grange end. Talisman Phil Stant has the ball, looking for Robbie James, passes it back, finds Robbie James. Now Robbie James is looking for somebody. He crosses in, he finds somebody. It's Andy Gorman, bullet header, back at the net. Andy Gorman scores for Cardiff City in front of the Grange end, and they're bouncing around like Zebedee.
Hello and welcome once again to a bit of Blue Euro Trash, the biggest and the best Euro 2020 podcast with me, Jason Trinder.
Me, Andy Gorman.
And me, Jason Mohammed. I have served my 2-week suspension and I am back. The saviour of this podcast is back to save it. Thank you.
I'm not even clapping now.
I just wanted to give him a bit of a round of applause.
I thought you just warming your hands.
Welcome back, Jason.
Thank you very much indeed, Jason Trinder and Andy Gorman. Thank you. And can I just congratulate you, first of all, on a wonderful episode, especially with Ian Barraclough. Fantastic episode, Jason and Andy.
And
really good.
It all flowed really well. No interruptions or no...
Absolutely brilliant.
Barrow was a legend.
The only problem is, I think there were not enough stats in the programme.
Do you think so?
You need to up your game when it comes to stats. And also, Andy Gorman, what's this impression you did of me? Where you simply went, yeah, well, here's some stats. I was thinking, who is that?
Yeah, it did sound like somebody that's been in prison for a very long time, didn't it?
Or about to go to prison.
Yeah.
But thank you, lads, for your very kind comments. Everything is well in the family now,
and of course,
it's lovely.
We had Joe on the show as well. So, that was an excellent one. And we'll talk about that later on. But tonight... we're recording the last of our A Bit of Blue Euro 2020 podcast series. And I know Stuart's going to put some sad music on this, but what a journey we've had, boys. We cannot have wished for a better response to this, and we've had a great laugh, haven't we, boys?
We have indeed.
It's
fantastic.
Been so good. From our little small beginnings of me and Mr. Gorman here talking through a single mobile phone in my living room after each Cardiff City game during lockdown to where we are now. And I will say this, with the help of our bestest friend and now fellow A Bit of Blue member, Jason Mohammed, who we continue to learn from because he is one of the best. We now hope that we've delivered what we believe to be a great podcast about the Euros. We've had some funny stories and some amazing guests like Jermaine Beckford, Neil Taylor, Kev McNaughton, Leon Osman, Derek Brazil, Joe Calzaghe. I think I might call him tonight, Joe. Because of the
Give him a call.
Well, you should, yeah. Big Italy fan.
So what a great time we've had, lads. And here's a little reminder of what we've got up to over the past 5 weeks.
I've got some wicked notes, lads. I made some great notes this morning. I was up early this morning doing some analysis on Italy and what went wrong for England.
Wow.
Stand by for that.
Okay.
So just tee me up, Jason.
Can I have a pillow, please, as well, Greg? I actually had my second jab this week as well for COVID. I know, yeah.
Did they use a harpoon to give that to you, Andy?
Well, weirdly, I had it in the front of my leg.
What?
Yeah, I had it in the front of my legs. My thighs are killing me.
So I want your winner and I want your golden boot, the top goal scorer.
Go on, Andy, you go first.
France Mbappe.
France Mbappe, make a note of that. We've got another special treat for you, the
What
listener.
a replacement.
As our special guest this week is none other than Northern Ireland international manager Ian Barraclough, and he's here in the studio with us. Welcome, Ian Barraclough. Listen, there's always one team, one of the big boys, that goes out early doors. So I want from each of you, who's that going to be this time? I reckon Portugal.
You once said England. You bottled it. You said England earlier.
He has just bottled
You
that,
bottled
hasn't he?
that.
He has bottled
You've
it.
absolutely bottled that.
I did not
Yes,
say
you
England
did.
at all.
You said England.
I said it tongue in cheek.
What?
You didn't just touch cloth there. You touched sock.
No, boys. But I'm going for Portugal.
Okay.
England. Don't be so daft. Anyway, honestly, the guy we've got lined it for you now, it's none other than Leeds, Everton, Leicester, Huddersfield, Bolton, Preston, Jermaine Beckford.
Beckford.
Love it.
Beckford.
I think, again, I gave him a bit of a hard time at the start of these podcasts, and it's not often I'm wrong, but I think I am actually quite wrong about him, because again, going in from a tactical point of view, what he's done, he's played players, and everyone's kind of.
Can you put an echo on that, please, Stuart?
But I think I am actually quite wrong. Quite wrong.
Can you clip that bit for me, Greg, as well, please? Do you know JM's just rocked up with a black eye? Ask him about that.
Oh, what's happening there then?
Right, so one of the reasons why I'm late, Neil, is because I did a 5k in the gym, and then we decided to do a little bit of sparring at the end, and in the round 2 I dodged a right and walked into a left.
I know what insurance laws are, right? I guess I'm not allowed to ski, am I, ride a motorbike? Someone who presents shows surely can't be boxing.
Well, he's got a face of radio, hasn't he? So
Yeah. And he very rarely does anything which has got anything dangerous attached to it at all, do you really?
Apart from this podcast,
Yeah.
which is very dangerous. Working with you two clowns.
and to be fair, the 9-year-old kid who hit him is gone now. He's retired. So.
JT, casting vote.
I said England, sorry.
You've said Germ England.
Germ England.
You're making up these countries as he goes along. Germ England.
We're done, man. He'll change his mind in a minute. Anyway.
Hey, welcome to the show, and I fancy Germ England to win. Anyway, next.
Angleterre.
Australavia.
Germ England.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
kind of sums up his views during the podcast, doesn't it? Anne?
That's right.
He's been changing his mind since episode 1.
Exactly. He just makes up his own countries now.
Exactly.
There you go.
Germ England.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll go back.
The Netherlands, Netherholland.
Germ England versus Australia. Sweden versus Ukraine.
Go back to your bowls club.
Sweet Crane. Who's going to win in the Sweet Crane match?
Don't play with your bowls, mates. So how is your friend Robbie Savage anyway? Actually, I think Jason, because haven't you got a story about Robbie Savage? Tell us that story.
Do you want to hear that story?
Yeah, I want to hear that story. Go for it.
So basically, I won. And so basically, that's what happened with Robbie.
You're joking me.
I can't believe that.
That's
Are you serious?
That's exactly
no way.
that happened.
I literally just fell off my chair.
Right then, I was up early this morning and I did some analysis. So I got my laptop out and I watched the Italy win against Switzerland. So just bear with me, right? Okay?
I got my laptop out this morning for different reasons as well, so.
Oh, go on, then.
Anyway, I got my laptop out this morning.
When he had the job interview, they asked him if he could perform under pressure. He said yes, and I also do a wicked version of Bohemian Rhapsody.
What about these two clowns? They think they've got a future in punditry. What do you think, Jermaine?
Yeah, I think we could work with them, Jace. I think we could work with them.
Yeah, we could. They're good boys. They're good boys. That's why I'm here.
There you go, fair play. Well, to be fair, Jermaine, one of us is very good looking, one looks like the love child of Hale and Pace.
Jermaine,
Oh my God.
we have got a tremendous guest for you today.
Legend.
It's none other than ex-Cardiff City Bluebirds legend and Scotland's Kev McNaughton. Super Kev. We've only gone and got another legend.
Oh,
We have.
Who?
Only Euro 2016 hero and Wales legend Neil Taylor.
Taylor.
I didn't realise you were such a lover of bowls.
Have you ever played bowls?
No, there's a reason for that.
I like bowls.
I'm not 78.
We're talking live to none other than Manchester United, Cardiff City and Republic of Ireland legend Derek Brazil, everybody!
Get in there!
Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the podcast wearing his white Ralph Lauren shirts with an immaculate professional record of 46 wins, 46 fights, 46 wins, 32 by knockouts, no defeats. He is the longest reigning super middleweight world champion in boxing history. Inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2014, ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Wales and the Italian dragon, it's Joe Calzaghe!
OK, so let's get straight into it then, shall we, boys? The final's over, it's all done and dusted. It's not coming home just yet, but it's definitely gone to Rome. Did we watch the game, boys? Where did we watch it? What did we think? Jason, let's
I
start
watched
with
it
you.
at home and with my family as well, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great final. I thought it had absolutely everything. At one stage, I have to say, it looked like England got off to such a good start. I thought, right, OK, it's only going one way. But the composure Italy showed, which I know we'll get into later on, I just think that's what got them over the line, and the experience, Chase.
Yeah, I mean, it started really well for England, didn't it? I mean, to score after 2.5 minutes or whatever it was, and such a fantastic move from start to finish with Luke Shaw winning the ball in his own area, the way that the ball progressed through the England team over to the right to Kieran Trippier, the other wing back, and you could just see it unfolding. And I was screaming at the TV, going, Luke Shaw's on the far post and Mark coming in, steaming in, and he's picked him out beautifully, and the finish is amazing as well. And
Do you think he picked him out?
I think he picked him out 100%.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just thinking, did he just play it into an area, or did he?
No, I think he saw. I think there was a good communication there, because I can't remember who was in front of Luke Shaw, but I think he's gave him a shout just to say, leave this, because I'm going to volley it past.
Yeah, but as a fullback, though, Andy no doubt would be screaming at Di Lorenzo, who was just ball watching, wasn't he? Caught napping.
God, yeah. That's the thing, and he wasn't tracked, was he, Luke Shaw, at all? So from an Italian point of view, so again, he gets a clean strike on the shot with no opposition at all.
But what a strike it was,
wasn't it? Just?
It was a great goal, and I thought for that first 15 minutes of that game, I thought, do you know what? England have gotten rattled. You know, they're playing the way that they have been playing, and people did expect them to play, and they got to half time with a 1-0 lead, and I just thought, well, they're going to get a bit reorganised again, maybe a couple of early substitutions in the second half, and see this game out the way that they did with the Germany and Denmark. But the Italians in the second half, completely different.
But that's exactly the point I think I made to you, wasn't it, Andy and Jace, back in the earlier podcast, about that's what marks out Italy and Belgium and Spain and Portugal amongst the best in the world, because there is simply no panic whatsoever. And I thought at the start of the second half, what Bonucci needs to do here is get hold of these, and they need a good 10-minute spell. Well, that 10-minute spell turned into 25 minutes. They got the goal, and at that point, you're thinking there's only one team going to win this. And I think England looked shell-shocked, didn't they, lads?
They did. They just didn't seem to have a plan B again. In my eyes, I just thought that after the first goal went in, you think, go on and push on and go and win the game, because they could have closed that down and scored a couple more, but they didn't. They just stopped doing what they did. It was just, I don't know, it was crazy. So
do you think?
But I always thought, though, even in the build-up to the game, though, Jace, I always thought the class that they've got in that side with Jorginho and Verratti. Verratti was terrific, I thought, last night. I know it sounds really obvious, and it's easy to say now on the Monday night as we're recording this, but there was only going to be one team. I mean, I tipped England to get to the semi-finals, but tipped, like you, Jace, Italy to win it as well. Yeah. Somebody here said France Mbappe. I remember saying.
Didn't quite say it like that, Jace.
But no, exactly. How did you say it, And?
France Mbappe.
France Mbappe. But I just thought as well that there was almost like inevitability about a Mancini masterclass coming in as well. His substitutions were absolutely outstanding. Every single substitute came on and played their part. Bernardeschi, I thought, was just unbelievable when he came on.
He made them quite early as well, didn't he?
He made them early. There were bold substitutions. Locatelli, I mean, he could have started with Locatelli.
Definitely.
He's been brilliant at the start of the tournament as well. But every single substitution had an impact on the game. You cannot say the same for England's substitutions.
Exactly.
Too little, too late.
Well, Jay, I actually got my laptop out this morning for the right reasons.
Wow!
And when that was over, I started looking at stats. So, if you
Got some more Avon tyres.
Yeah. If you see England's possession was 34%.
Yeah.
You can't win a game with 34% possession.
Well, you say that, Andrew, but Italy only had 30% possession against Spain. And they won the game.
Good point.
So I just think, again, the normal sort of thing that comes out with these possession stats is what you do with that possession. And I just thought Italy did a lot more with their possession that they had against England last night.
Well,
and it's,
we talk about the most important stats are the goals as well. But Andy is absolutely right. With the possession they had 20 attempts as well. Italy.
Yeah, they did.
So if you got the ball and you're bold and you think I want to go and win this football match, then it's inevitable they're going to win the game.
After the game, and there was a lot of disappointment, and obviously a couple of the England players that got interviewed after the game, Harry Kane obviously being the first one, did say, I remember him saying in the interview, they didn't cause us that many problems, or they didn't have that many chances. And I thought to myself, hang on a minute, have I been watching the same game?
Shots.
Well, also the amount,
on top,
but also, boys, the amount of balls. And I remember thinking to myself, if Italy had a top-notch striker, if they had a Harry Kane, they might have won that game 4-1 last night. The amount of balls that came across the box and Chiesa as well. I mean, what a player Chiesa has been, and what a tournament he's had as well. Because I think, and in an earlier podcast, you said, Italy are not full of household names like we've had before, but they certainly are now.
Well, at the end of the day, Chiesa, he's probably been my player of the tournament, outfield player. I know Donnarumma got the player of the tournament overall.
Sorry, who's that? Where does Donnarumma play again?
I shouldn't have
Somebody
said
remind me?
I knew it.
Who got the player of the tournament? Jason, can you got these stats up there on Sky Sports?
Yes, I have.
Was it the player of the tournament was...
but if you just heard me, the outfield player of the tournament, I thought would have been Chiesa, or should have been Chiesa.
There isn't one though, isn't there? They just give a player of the tournament.
Right, okay, yeah. Does he play for Juventus, Chiesa?
I think he's just signed for PSG on a free transfer.
Has he now?
Donnarumma.
On a free.
Donnarumma's gone to PSG.
Donnarumma, or...
Yeah, is that what you said?
Or Chiesa.
Oh, no, sorry.
It's not all about goalkeepers, Jay.
Sorry, I was just thinking, because I think Pickford was the best for the England side as well last night.
Here's a question. If England had won it, would Pickford have been given player of the tournament?
No, probably.
Well, I think I'm with you, Jace. I think he might have done.
I don't think
he's been outstanding.
No, well, when you consider his clean sheets, and...
Well, we consider Jason's clean sheets to Curry, so...
I mean...
Well, sadly, there aren't any stats for those, because I can't find any.
I can give you a few stats on that.
Here we go. Back to the playground again. Come on. He's been back for 5 minutes and he's already gone to the language of the gutter.
Can I say one more thing about the masterclass, the Mancini masterclass as well? News broke, right, that England were playing with a 5, and I heard it on the radio station. I was thinking, well, this is bold, because this isn't hardly a united front, because this is given,
because that was
if anything,
a few hours before kickoff.
Yeah, a few hours before kickoff. I just wonder whether this is good for Team England, for example, right? But going 5 at the back end, tell me what you think of this. 5 at the back, to me, means I don't want to win this final.
It's just one word from my point of view, is defensive.
Yeah,
you've got Italy at the end of the day, and they've been the best team from in the whole of the tournament, and to beat them, you just got to go at them.
Well, yeah, but do you know what you say when people say 5 at the back? You automatically assume they're just going to put 5 people across the back, which wasn't really the formation. It was they played with 3 centre halves, with Walker, Maguire, and Stones, then Trippier and Shaw as wing backs.
Yeah, with Phillips and Rice sitting in,
and with the first 5 minutes, or 10 minutes even, I thought that was a good formation to start with, and it proved right. They scored within 3 minutes.
They did, ultimately, but and I think Andy's touched on this as well, and you, Jace, as well, in terms of the possession stats, you knew what Mancini's game plan was and what Southgate was trying to do, because what he was so afraid of, why he played with, okay, let's go with 3 and 2 wing-backs, they were very afraid of Insigne and Chiesa cutting through. But if you watched it, and I watched the game again this afternoon, it didn't stop that.
No.
Because Insigne and Chiesa still did the damage that Southgate was trying to stop.
Yeah,
do you get my point?
Very difficult. I mean, Insigne and Chiesa were just absolutely all over the place, causing England so many problems. And you just I mean, I think you text me or put something on when it was 1-0 to England, saying Italy are going to score here, didn't you, And?
Yeah.
And I think within about 2 minutes, Italy had scored. It was
great analysis. That he knows the game.
See,
Andy knows the game.
Peg.
Yes, he knows the game. But I tell you what, though, boys, that's exactly what I think the intention was. When I said earlier that Bonucci, you just felt like they need to get a good 10 minutes here. But it turned into 25, 35, and for the whole of extra time.
But I think with credit to England as well, I mean, they took a lot of punishment from Italy in that game, and they held on. And Pickford again was amazing. I mean, that save he made, which unfortunately led to it eventually lead to that goal. But that save that he made just before the goal was outstanding. And I think, you know, extra time, 1-1, you just knew then, once it had gone to that penalty situation, you did have to fancy Italy, only because, A, of their experience with penalty taking, and also Donnarumma, the keeper, I mean, just immense. Pickford made some fantastic saves. From the save from Jorginho's penalty was incredible.
Yeah, he saved it at the post, hit his head, and then he grabbed it.
Yeah, I mean, well, just to save that, because it was going at a fair lick into the bottom corner to keep England in it. But unfortunately, and again, I don't know what you guys think about the penalty takers for England. Obviously, Kane's come back from a penalty miss, and my microphone falling over. Hang on. Kane's come back from obviously a penalty miss, albeit put the rebound in to stick a good one in for England. Maguire's broke the camera with his penalty. Did you see that one?
Great
hell
penalty.
of a penalty.
Fantastic pen.
But then obviously you got the young lads that have stepped up with Sancho, Rashford and Saka. 3 penalties missed on the trot, or saved rather than missed. What are we thinking about that?
Well, Joe
boys?
Ledley put out a tweet yesterday. I don't know if you saw this. It got a lot of love saying, I'm sorry, but there is no way, if we were in a final, there is no way that I'm letting a kid of 19 take that penalty when there's experienced players in that group. Well, I think he had a good point.
Exactly. Did you hear Roy Keane after the game?
No.
He basically came out and just said, there's no way in the world that the likes of Sterling, Grealish should have let a 19-year-old kid.
Well, is it the case of them letting though? I mean, Southgate's made that decision.
Southgate came out and said he picked the penalty takers.
And Grealish, and I'm not sure whether Sterling has, but Grealish certainly come out on social media and said, I wanted to take one. Yeah. But Southgate said, there's your 5 starting penalty takers.
Can I just go back to the starting lineup? Now, for me, okay, fine. England have done well throughout the whole of the tournament, but they've started with Phillips and Rice. Are they too much of the same player? Now, bear with me on this, but I'm just saying the fact that Foden, Pep Guardiola has started Foden for the past however many months, or even this season. Rashford, okay, arguably not done so well for United, in the last part of the season. Grealish, arguably one of the best players in the Premier League, and they must be sat on the bench so frustrated, thinking, what have I got to do to get into this team?
Well, Sancho. There are German pundits and analysts saying we cannot believe the season he's had in Germany in the Bundesliga. We cannot believe he's not starting. And we've been saying all tournament that, look, if England are going to succeed, surely they need a creative playmaker in there in Jack Grealish. But I think you make a great point. I thought Mason Mount was very disappointing.
And me.
And I thought Sterling, he's been fantastic all tournament, but again, you have to give credit, though, boys, don't you? You've got to give credit to Italy, who snuffed out any attacking threat.
I think you do. I think you've got to give credit to certainly the 2 best teams in the tournament were in the final.
Yeah.
100%. I'm confident of that. But I thought the best team won.
Yeah, the best team won the tournament. And when you think of how close they came to getting knocked out by Austria, for example, and then look at the route they've had to the final. They've beaten Belgium along the way. Team ranked number 1 in the world, and Spain, those fantastic individuals, held their nerve, won it on penalties, and then they've beaten England, who were the second best team in the tournament. Yeah. So, in a way, you've got to say the best team won it, and I tipped them. I tipped them, and you did, Jace.
I think that's what I just said.
Yep.
Yes, and I did tip them. Didn't get the correct goal score right.
Who did you go for, Jace?
Immobile. He sort of let us down a little bit, Immobile, in front of goal. But you were close with Kane.
Yeah, I was, So do I win the prize then? Because I had Harry Kane as Golden Boot winner.
And I've got your prize here. I'll pick whatever colour you want.
Thank you very
much. Yellow, green or
red. I did
red.
all that work for one jelly baby.
What did Neil Taylor want something said?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Neil Taylor, Tails, good evening, Tails. He texted yesterday to say, can you please let your wonderful listeners know on A Bit of Blue, the Euro 2020 Eurotrash podcast, that I said Cristiano Ronaldo would indeed win the Golden Boot. He's kind of shared it with... Yeah, he shared it with Patrick Schick.
Who?
Schick.
We won't have none of that language on this podcast. Thank you very much, Jason.
They both got 5, so they both get a boot each.
Can I just interrupt you for 1 second? Because
Yes.
he keeps poking me or prodding me, Gorman, asking me to pass him the sweets.
Okay.
Which are by
I've
your...
got some
I
more
don't
here.
like jelly babies.
Which are by your feet.
All right, okay. Do you want some...
I don't know why they're all stacked up
do you want
by
some
your
fizzy-
feet.
Yeah, fizzy
I
fish.
don't know. What do you want, Anne? Okay, we've got some competition winners to get through in a minute, but some final reflections. Our player of the tournament 2020, who do we go for? Who do you go for? And the overall player of the tournament 2020. I mean, obviously this is going to be a goalkeeper because you'll be absolutely stupid if you don't pick a goalkeeper. And
Goalkeepers are so boring, aren't they, And?
God, yeah.
I tell you.
This one is
that?
the next week.
I mean, Donnarumma's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But come on, we all know the joy of football is when you see a player scoring a goal. I've got a good one. Andy, you go first.
I would say Chiesa.
Yeah, nice. Good shout. Chiesa. I'm going to go for Spinazzola, you know, the boy who got the injury in the quarter-final against Belgium.
Oh, fair play.
The left-back. I think Leonardo Spinazzola was being absolutely fantastic. And also, I love the way that Italy, you know, they did a send-off. Did you see this video? They did a send-off when he had to go and get his operation and he hugged every single player and then he came back for the final at Wembley and they actually got him on the pitch as well. Did you see him on his crutches as well?
Yeah, I saw
So I'm
that.
going to go for Leonardo Spinazzola.
okay, good.
There's no point asking who you're going to go for, is
Here
there?
we go.
Well, no, because it's clearly for me. It's Donnarumma, and he did actually get the official player of the tournament. So I think you'll find you're both wrong and I'm right.
Yeah, we should bow down to your knowledge.
As ever.
Because he was by far the best player in the tournament. But let's have a look at maybe your best moment then, Jace. What's your best moment of the 2020 tournament?
Oh, the best moment of the tournament. That's a really good shout. I think it's probably got to be the final penalty, isn't it? You know, because it was just so dramatic, wasn't it? I mean, I've seen loads of penalty shootouts in my time, but I think that was just unbelievable drama, wasn't it? After everything that we'd been through, it was so tense. It was so late, all to play for. You know, the England fans have been singing "It's Coming Home" for the last 8 days, and Donnarumma pulling off that save was just... It's what I've been saying all along, boys, about football is the greatest sport on the planet. No other sport can give you that much drama, can it?
No, we can't. No, it's fair play. That's a good one. The final penalty, Andrew.
Well, I got a couple, actually.
No, you're only allowed one.
All right, thanks.
Sake will be here
And
all
only
night.
one fizzy fish as well.
What? No chance. Scotland game against England.
Your moment of the
It
tournament.
was 0-0. What?
No, it was the way they battled. It's the way they played really well, and they got a draw.
They're going to battle in 0-0.
All right, okay.
Go for the other one.
All right. Schick's goal against Scotland.
Over Marshy's head.
Yeah,
Sorry, Marshy.
yeah, because that was he meant that. So that was that was world class.
Fantastic. Jace, what are you going for? A goalkeeping moment. Here we go.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what? I can't think of one. I think there's been quite a
Have
few.
you done any homework or what?
No,
There's
I
a
can't
first.
think of
Jason
an actual
Trinder.
moment.
Can't think of one.
Jason Trinder not saying anything about goalkeepers.
No, I'm just trying to think. There's been so many fantastic goalkeeping
Well, this is the
moments.
idea of homework. What you do is you have a think, and then
Well,
before
only
you
come
come
up
to
with
the
a question
studio...
2 minutes ago.
Well, it was in the running order. What are you on about?
I know what it is.
The running order. Listen to him.
I know what it is. It's when the goalkeeper slam dunked the ball into his own net.
Oh, yeah! That's
the one.
right. Yeah,
was
Dubravka.
that?
Was it Dubravka?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No, that's the
Dubravka.
capital of Croatia.
What is going on,
Yeah,
Dubravka?
I'll go for that one. Okay. So.
Oh, boys, there is one other one that we've missed out. I can't believe we've done this. That incredible match between France and Switzerland, which some people said was going to be the all-time classic, and that was after we'd watched Spain-Croatia as well. That France-Switzerland game was one of the best Euro games of all time.
3-3.
Yeah. Again, and then Mbappe. Missing a penalty.
I have to say the curry was good that
Did he
night
miss
as
it
well.
or did the keeper save it?
I can't remember. What happened? Did he save it?
I think he missed
I
it.
can't remember. Did he miss the target? He shot over, didn't he?
I think he shot over.
I don't know. Even Greg, our sound
Keeper
engineer,
saved it.
stroke
But the-
genius,
but
is
the keep-
waving his hands in
but-
the air. He's watched enough football.
But the keeper put him off, so there you go.
Oh, goalkeepers.
Right then, team that you've enjoyed watching the most, Jason, and not the winner.
This is
not
a good
Italy.
one. Okay, hear me out on this one. After everything that Denmark went through with Christian Eriksen, and so glad to see that he's making a fantastic recovery as well. Go, Christian. I have to say that the way Denmark recovered from that was just unbelievable. And to see their run to the semi-final, and I know they beat Wales, and there will be Wales fans saying, how can you say this? But the emotion and everything those players went through, they gave everything on that pitch in the semi-final as well. They were unlucky to lose that as well with that penalty decision. Still never a penalty.
Never a penalty.
Never, ever a penalty. I was shouting at my podcast machine the other night when you and Barra and Jace were having a go. I was thinking, if only I was there. I've watched the replay like a million times. It's never a penalty.
No.
And I think they were hard done by, the whole laser thing as well going on with Schmeichel as well.
Yeah.
Those boys gave everything, and when you consider what they went through as friends and colleagues and teammates, to get to the semi-final was a magnificent achievement. So I've loved watching Denmark.
I think I'd agree with you there. That would be my team I've enjoyed watching. I thought the way that they conducted themselves.
You've just taken the easy option there, haven't you?
No.
Yes, you have.
He's looked over my shoulder. You know when football commentators go, he's looked up.
Yeah.
Trinder has looked over my shoulder and read my notes.
Exactly. Crazy.
Well, okay, then I'll go first next time then, and then I'll say you're all copying me, shall I?
I'll go first next time.
I'm going to take my ball away.
Right.
I'm going with Denmark. Go on, move on. Andrew?
North Macedonia.
For God's sake.
What?
Did you actually see them play?
Yes, I did, but...
Who against?
North Macedonia qualified for the Euros for the first time ever, and I thought they didn't do too bad. Pandev scored. He became the youngest and the oldest goal scorer ever.
I love that stat.
Yeah,
he loves that stat.
I love that stat. So whenever they played, John Hartson came on and tried to pronounce all their names, and he it up. So that was it. I enjoyed watching them.
North Macedonia. Can I say this as well, though, as a City fan? Watching one of our players score in a major international football tournament was a great moment, as well as when Kiefer Moore scored his header, Jace.
Yep.
And I know, Anne, you were impressed with his movement as well, weren't you?
I was indeed.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
So,
I think, to take a positive out of Wales being in that tournament, Kiefer Moore's got to be the positive, hasn't he?
Yeah, totally.
Right, boys, you'll never guess what. What? I've just rang him, and he's picked up the phone.
Who?
Joe.
Joe Calzaghe?
Yeah, do you want to speak to him?
Yeah.
Joe Calzaghe's here!
Hey, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah.
How are you?
Long time no see.
Yeah, not bad, guys. Not bad. I'm happy this morning and happy today.
Forza
man.
Italia.
Forza Italia. Forza Azzurri. Oh, man.
So, Joe, thanks for joining us again. Really do appreciate it. Look at you in your shirt there. You must be one happy man this morning. Where did you watch it, Joe? What happened?
Yeah. I watched it at home. I kept the same routine, quite superstitious. So my uncle, my dad's younger brother, my uncle Sergio, come over, cook some food. We have a spaghetti vongole.
Nice.
Hard to find the vongole though, right? So it's frozen type, not fresh. But hey, Cardiff Market shut on the Sunday. And
Is that with clams or mussels? Clams.
The clams,
Yes.
the vongole, the clams. Anyway, so we did that. My sons, Joe and Connor, over, and it was like I said, it was a great night. And after not qualifying for the last World Cup, I think it was a tough. Like I said, I knew it was going to be a tough game, obviously. And just so happy. And to go to penalties twice when my experience of Italy is the 90 World Cup, losing on penalties, 94 with Roberto Baggio, if you remember, skying to win 2 penalty shootouts in a row. But wow, it's...
I know, Joe, from the last time we spoke, you were dreading the penalties, even at the semi-final stage, and then obviously for them to go to penalties again, I can't see your fingernails, Joe, but I imagine you haven't got many left.
No, exactly. I tell you what, it takes years off your life. So stressed, so stressful. But what can I say? In Gigi Donnarumma, what a keeper! I think at 22 years of age, wow, man.
Player of the tournament as well, Joe.
Yeah, brilliant. I think Juve were going to sign him, or maybe they couldn't afford him. Paris Saint-Germain got all the money. But what can I say? Going down in the first 2 minutes, and I suppose for the first 15 minutes we've been outplayed a bit, but being able to adapt and do the Italian game, I think they deserve the equaliser, and I think they deserve to win in the 90 to 120 minutes. So I think the right team won, and I think over the tournament they have deserved it, because I think from the start they showed. Roberto Mancini's done a miracle. 18 months ago, Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup. And to go on and with a mixture of Chiellini, Bonucci, with the experience, with the young attackers and the brilliant midfield, I just think, and the unity as well, which was beautiful to see. I think.
Yeah. I mean,
it's really nice to see as an Italian football fan,
It is, yeah. And it's funny you should say that, Joe, because we did speak about that earlier on. And taking nothing away from Gareth Southgate and what he's done with that young team of lads over since he's brought some of them through the under-21s, etc. But it's taken quite a long time, it feels, for that England side to get to where it is now. Whereas going back from what you've just said, Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup 3 years ago. And within that 3 years, they've now got themselves a fantastic team that's just gone and won the European Championships within 3 years.
Yeah, it's a great point, Chase. Great point.
So, do you know? But it's not
just about. But Joe, it's not just about Mancini either, is it? It's about the whole federation as well, because they've completely got behind Mancini because there was a whole restructuring, wasn't there? And there was a belief in the young players, giving young players a chance to train. Because there were some players in his first ever squad that he picked. There were some players who'd never played for their first teams, never mind the Italian national team. But the mentality was get these young players in amongst the experienced players, and look at the success they've had.
Yeah, it's amazing because, there's so many foreigners in Serie A as well, so there's little opportunity for the youngsters to come through, so you've got to look outside the box. If you look at, obviously, the old Italian teams would be like just AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juve players, although there are still a few Juve, Inter Milan players, but you look at clubs like Sassuolo, players coming through there and looking at, the youngsters from all over the place. It's fantastic. And I think, looking forward for the future, I think is fantastic. And obviously Vialli, I think, for Vialli and Roberto Mancini to go back to Wembley. I remember when they lost, it was in early 90s with Sampdoria. They lost in the final. Yeah. 1-0, to go back. It was just awesome. I was so happy, and to win on penalties, obviously, it's great. Obviously, a lot of my English mates, they were winding me up. They were sending me pictures when they were 1-0 up. I put, please score so I can get them back. And I'm like, yes.
You know what?
They've all gone quiet on me. They've all gone silent, so I'm not winding them up, man. I'm glad I live in Wales. I see a lot. I see a lot of the Cardiff fans saying, coming to Rome. That was fun. Yeah. So,
well, do you know what? It's when I just thought when it went to penalties, I was 100% convinced, only because of Donnarumma. I mean, that guy is a giant, and it must be formidable just looking at him when he's stepping up to take a penalty. I know there's a lot of talk about these England players being young and inexperienced, and literally just 30 seconds off the bench. I don't think Rashford had even touched the ball very much before he's taken a penalty.
Yeah.
And he was at right back.
Southgate made that. It was a bonkers decision, wasn't it? In order to get him on the pitch. Really, and I tell you the other thing as well, Joe, we've been talking about Italy and their composure as well and their belief in the system as well. Did you notice that when Rashford went right back, Italy were like, there's a chance here, and they put everything down Rashford, the right-hand side. So they played with such composure, didn't they, and such tactical nous yesterday.
Yeah, they did. Like I said, it was they can adapt, and they can adapt this style. But they said England at the start, to go 1-0 down, and to be honest, Italy were under pressure for like the first 15 minutes, and I was getting really worried, But like I said, as soon as they got the ball, Verratti, what a player, Verratti and Jorginho, although he nearly went from hero to zero when he missed that penalty kick yesterday. I thought to win the game, I was like, no way. It was similar in the Euros 2016 when they went to the penalty shootout, and Italy had about two chances to win, and they missed the penalty kicks, and obviously went out to Germany. So it's hard, obviously, to lose on penalties, but yeah. Wow, what can I say? It's
Joe.
It's really happy with that. Really happy.
With I was a defender, central defender, but Jago just picked up on it there. The confidence of the whole team, not just the midfielders or the attackers, to have Chiellini and Bonucci at centre half. And Donnarumma's just giving them the ball, and they've got a player on them. But it's just a confidence. They've all got this confidence just to get the ball, give it back. And you just don't see that in other teams. You just don't see it.
I know. It's just brilliant. That's what I say. You got the experience like Chiellini and Bonucci. They've been playing together for 9-10 years. So they know each other inside out. And obviously they can't be, they can be beaten for pace on a one-on-one with certain players, but they always get in the right position at the right time.
Yeah.
Well, unless the last minute when you see, I loved it when Saka got grabbed and you give a yellow card away. But hey,
he's got
120 minutes on the pitch. What can happen, you know? But
he's got a future in WWE, Keely. After that, yeah. So brilliant results, Joe. You must be more than pleased. So we go to the World Cup now. What are you thinking, Joe? Can there be an Italian double on the cards?
It's possible, you know. I think what Italy do really need is a striker.
Yeah,
you know, we don't have, you know, like Immobile and Belotti just don't cut it. I think midfield wise they're young. Whether Chiellini will still, you know, in a year. I think Bonucci will be there, but I think you'll have to get a couple more centre backs to come through. Hopefully, like he's played really well, so he's only the young 20s as well. But I think if we get a really good striker, I think Italy has a good chance. But you see teams like England, they're going to improve. You know, we've obviously got Germany and Spain. You know, like I said, Spain were fantastic in the semi-finals, and you know, we were quite fortunate in that game. We rode our luck a bit, but who knows? Wales, man, come on.
Well, we never know. But
Wales get to the finals, but I think Italy, you know, they got a good chance. It's only in 16 months' time.
It is right, and I did promise you, Joe, where just after the last time you came and joined us, we had the Northern Ireland manager on a couple of days afterwards, Ian Barraclough, and we're there. We're sorted out. We're in Belfast. He's going to sort it all out for us. All right,
awesome.
Northern Ireland versus
Love it. Am I invited?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Of course you are. Yeah, and...
Thank you.
That was the whole point.
Apparently...
good.
Apparently, I'm not too sure how much... well, you obviously know of him, but I think Cole Frampton's going to be there as well, so...
Oh, I haven't seen him for a while. That's great. When is that game, by the way?
November.
It's November the 15th.
Okay.
So, well, I'll text you afterwards and we'll just get it in the diary, just make sure you don't forget.
Nice one, guys.
But and also, obviously, while you're here, well, obviously, it's great to have Jason back. And I don't know whether you know Joe, but he's quite a keen boxer. Jason, he's been taking lessons.
Really? Okay. We'll have to come to my gym and check you out.
Yeah, I will.
Do a bit of hard work.
Well, I know you
seriously come to the gym.
Yeah, definitely we'll do that. As long as I can film it on my mobile phone, that'll be great.
But they just want to film. They just want to film you knocking me out. That's what you want, don't you?
Well, it was a 9-year-old who knocked you out a while ago, wasn't it? So.
Actually, he was 14. He wasn't 9.
There we go.
But obviously, last time, Joe, you said you wouldn't mind possibility of you getting back in the ring again. And I know how much Jason would like to, maybe raise a little bit of money for charity. I can see that exhibition bout here happening now. We'll put it on at Caerphilly Castle or something like that. Charge a fortune for people. And
hang on a second. Joe doesn't know. I'm not sure if he knows this. I'm from Ely. Ely against Newbridge.
There's no weapons allowed, mate. No weapons allowed, buddy. No prison rules.
I don't think the boys know about this, but we go back, don't we, Joe, when we were in Vegas, when we met Pacino. Do you remember that?
I know, wow. Incredible.
Wicked. What a great week that was, Joe, wasn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. I think that's one of the only times I'll be starstruck and meeting Al Pacino, because I'm a massive fan. You know what I mean? And I just kept thinking, wow, you look so small.
Yeah.
I didn't know Scarface was this small.
That's what we say about J-Mo.
Still go by, man.
Do you know what was great, though, about that, though, Joe? Just before you met him, right, we did an interview with him. And honestly, boys, and everyone listening to the podcast as well, what was amazing was Pacino walks up. He's doing a premiere, wasn't he, for his film 88 Minutes? And he said,
that's right.
He said to us, "What are you guys doing here?" I said, "We're covering the fight, Joe Calzaghe." And he just went, "I love Calzaghe. I get up in the early hours to watch your fights." It was amazing, wasn't it, Joe?
It is amazing. It is amazing, man. Great memories. I can't believe it's 13 years ago. Wow.
Can I tell you about the time when Michael Buffer tweeted me about my introduction to Joe on the last podcast?
No. I don't know.
That was awesome. I saw that. That was fantastic.
That was good.
Yeah, he's cool.
But Joe, the boys were talking to me, and I missed the podcast because I had a family illness, and the boys were talking about a comeback. And would you seriously consider a comeback then, Joe? Have you spoken about this publicly before?
No. When I'm saying a comeback, I'm saying like an exhibition fight.
Right.
Quote. No, an exhibition fight. No, you look at Tyson and Roy Jones, they had like an exhibition fight, like 8-2s. I'm definitely not coming back for 12-3s. I'm too old. I'm 50 next March.
You're looking good, son.
Well, Jason,
Thank you, man.
Jason wants to only do 1 2.5 minute round, don't
Well,
you,
I can
Jason?
barely.
Yeah,
do
we'll,
it off.
we'll do it, Jason. Name the date, mate.
All right, so
We'll get it on.
definitely
All
no
for charity.
weapons. Definitely no weapons.
No weapons, mate. No weapons.
Listen.
You got a pen. That's all.
Listen, Joe, again, a legend, mate. We can't thank you enough for coming on and joining us again. Many
Pleasure.
congratulations to you and Forza Italia.
Forza Italia.
champion.
Yes,
Forza Azzurri. Thank you, guys.
Go Kawasaki, everybody!
Woo.
So I've just been offered out by Joe Calzaghe.
Oh, mate, we've got to do that.
One with weapons and one without.
What a promoter Trinder is, eh? Doesn't even tell me about this. Just goes, yeah, you got in the ring with. You got in the ring with Joe Calzaghe, and it's for charity, so you can't turn it down.
Donkey.
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 Jason Donkey Trinder.
Let's get it on.
Burger King.
Burger King, more like.
Well, that's happening. That's
Have you seen how hard he hits?
You're getting in
I
that
tell you what,
ring.
it'd be a good.
If
I
I
tell you
could
what, it'd be a
drive
good bit
you
of
there
publicity.
myself.
Word, didn't it?
Good publicity.
yeah.
Promoted by Jason Don King Trinder.
Yeah, but I can't do it with my top off.
No, just have one of those amateur style vests.
I ain't doing it in a vest either.
Girdle.
A shield.
Sure.
Armour. Suit of armour.
Refereed by Gareth Bale.
And on commentary duties, Chris Coleman.
Yeah. And Robbie Savage.
No,
Hang on, this is my dream team.
Jason, have you got a story about Robbie Savage?
Well, in the third episode of the Robbie Savage Tales, what happened was we were in studio and then he basically... And that's the third, and that's the third thing that happened
And you
when I
woke-
worked with Robbie.
And you woke up after 2 weeks in Morocco,
Wearing a fez.
And a pair of boxing gloves.
chained up to a donkey.
And a sombrero
Amazing.
and some maracas.
Crazy.
Good. Okay, so right, we've got some competition winners this week.
Did I win?
We had some competitions running. We've had one running for a while, which was the set of books from the amazing author Stuart Kane, the Man Friday books, The Life and Times of Robin Friday. Great read. And we picked 3 winners out because Stuart kindly gave us 3 sets of books. 3 sets of books to give away.
Is that the language of Germland?
Germland. Oh, that's been another highlight,
Oh,
isn't it?
God, yeah.
When
Oh,
Jason
hasn't he?
couldn't make his mind
Jason
up.
Trinder's book
And
of
he went
countries.
for Germland. And the other highlight of the podcast as well, it's quite emotional because...
Well, you
obviously
not
this
being
our
here for
final
2
one.
weeks, that's f***ing highlights.
I served my suspension. And the other one, which was great, wasn't it? Remember? We were all wearing designer clothes. Our Sergio Cecchini.
Yeah, that's it. And Tommy Hilfiger.
Sergio Cecchini.
Sergio Cecchini. Andy and I bought the real gear. He went for Sergio Cecchini.
He went down,
Well,
down the
you know.
market.
Bessemer Road.
Yeah. Sergio Cecchini. Brilliant.
Anyway,
Where were we?
competition
Oh,
winners.
thank you, Greg. Competition winners. So for the 3 books, Andrew, you've got the 3 winners, which we picked totally at random.
Yep.
So congratulations go to...
Mr. J. Mohammed, rather. Mr. J. Trinder.
of Germland.
No, sorry, guys, I was only joking. First winner, Sean Lloyd. Thanks very much, Sean, for listening and retweeting and answering. Second, Johnny Hunt. And third, Andy Dodge.
Yay!
Well,
done,
congratulations,
guys.
you 3.
Fantastic.
You've
Well
won
done.
a set of the Man Friday books, so enjoy those. We'll get your details from you on the DMs and get Stuart to get them sent out for you. So thanks for joining in. What we should say is, rather than just read the names out, is the actual the goals that they suggested.
I haven't got that
this is for the
information.
best
You
goals.
keep all that information yourself on your phone.
For the best goals. So you haven't got that information. So you haven't done any research then, have you? You haven't looked at it? It's there on social media. If you
Just
find
say,
out.
Well, you
hey,
had your phone out earlier,
Jace, make
you got
life
so much-
easy for yourself. Just say the ones who chose
Amateurs.
Van Basten.
Yeah. Amateurs.
Because nothing's beating that, are there?
Amateurs. No, I think you'll find that the Gaza goal was up there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was that when he lobbed Lee Henry? Or Stephen Hendry?
You just stolen it.
Sorry, Anne. Sorry.
I have it all written out.
Did you have it written out?
Yeah, exactly. I've got a list of about
sorry.
7 Hendrys here.
Okay, right. Retake that.
No,
retake that. Go
So
on.
anyway, we've got another competition running as well, which was the Giovanni, one of our sponsors, gave us a prize of a pizza masterclass afternoon at Giovanni's in the Bay for 6 people. And all you had to do was simply just retweet and follow us and like that post. And again, somebody totally at random was picked out, and that winner is
Mr. David Cudahy.
Hey, well done, David. So thanks.
Part of the T's and C's that you have to bring us. so actually, there's only 2. There's only 2 more people.
Dave, if you're struggling for some, well, Andrew don't need any more pizza clearly. So if you're struggling to fill those spaces, just have a chat with me and Jason. Drop us a line. So no, that's it. I mean, more or less, we'll have a bit of a wrap up, but it's been great, hasn't it, boys? I think it'd be good to get some final thoughts from all of us. Jason?
Yeah.
What's your final thoughts?
Well, I have to say, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here. We've had so much fun, haven't we? From Jermaine Beckford to Leon Osman and to Joe Calzaghe as well. It's been a real highlight. And, I've really enjoyed this tournament. And I only hope I get a gig next time so I'm pitchside at a major tournament so I don't have to come into this crummy studio, eat terrible food and listen to you two pretend you know something about football.
It's only crummy.
I only hope that the BBC allow me to go to a pitchside tournament next time.
So do we. BBC.
It's only crummy because you keep throwing the Tesco's biscuits all over.
Can I just say, though, boys, I've really enjoyed this tournament and it's been an absolute pleasure. You two boys have made me laugh. We've had some of the best laughs of the year, haven't we? And Greg, our brilliant engineer as well, and Stuart, our fantastic music producer as well, it's been a real team effort. I've loved every minute of it, boys, and I hope this friendship of this podcast long may it continue.
Yep, definitely. And I've gone through 3 laptops.
And if you think I meant any of that, you got another thing coming. Jason's crying.
I know.
He's emotional. What are you looking at your phone for?
I just had a really fizzy sweet.
I thought he was actually crying.
Well, the emotional thing that you mentioned right at the start of the podcast, I thought it was going a bit weird because you brought a big box of Kleenex in with you.
Again,
yeah.
Okay.
Going through a boxing episode.
Just more work for Stuart to edit, isn't it, really? Isn't it? Just more work for him to edit. Come on, because I need to get back home. And the wife said I needed to treat her after all this, so I'm going to paint her with some Cupinol.
Where's that tumbleweed again?
So that's all we've got time for on the final episode of A Bit of Blue. We've got our sponsors who we're extremely thankful to mention again. Ice Stadia, Hawks, also Zenith Print and Packaging, Kestrel Construction, QTS Industrial Supplies, and Andy's in the room with us. Hello, Andy.
Hey.
Andy from QTS. And Giovanni also, who we're hoping to speak to Giovanni earlier on, but I think he's feeding his rabbits. So, not forgetting our charity, of course, the Motivational Learning Trust. Thank you to everyone that's donated to them. And thanks for everybody to listening. We're still going to be around. There's still lots to come from us at A Bit of Blue. You haven't seen the end of us yet, have you, boys?
Oh, God, no. No way in the world.
So you'll probably see Andy in court at various different points. And who knows, you may see Jason on the side of a football pitch or a sporting event on your TV very soon.
And if anybody's going on holiday to Germland, then I'll see you there next week.
Well, I was thinking of going to Ingany.
Oh, right, that's the one, yeah.
But
a fly drive.
But don't hold your breath. So go to the website, www.abitofblue.co.uk to find out all what we're getting up to. Thanks to Greg, our sound and audio engineer, who's put up with a massive amount. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Love you, Greg. And Stuart, our music producer and editor, who's not here, but he's sat in a little cupboard somewhere, does all his magic stuff. Brilliantly, by the way.
Genius.
It's been absolute lessons.
Him and Gordon the Gopher.
And thank you, our lovely listeners and followers. Keep following us. Keep up to date with what we're doing, because we will be back with some more A Bit of Blue very, very soon. But Jason, it's been a pleasure. Thank you,
my man.
much.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure sharing
Andrew,
the studio with you.
I don't know if you can catch the bus home because your feet stink. I'm not going to let you in my car.
I got new Claire Rainers on today.
And that's it from us. Thank you very much, everybody. We love you all. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Hey.
Yeah, bye.